there, survivors. It's Rosanna Novice again with MindShift Thrive Global Ministries podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. I am really excited about this episode because I have my bestie on the show. Hey, Dre.
Hello.
How are you, sweetie?
I'm good.
Listen, we have been best friends for over 40 years, and it's been quite a journey. And the reason why she's on the show, not only she is the co-chair of MindShift Thrive, but she has something really special to share with all of you. She's been married with her husband for a pretty long time. And I want to bring her on and kind of go into the little details of what makes her relationship work. Does she have challenges? Absolutely. Does she have struggles? Absolutely. Is she frustrated with Eric? Sorry, shout out to Eric. I love you. You are a big teddy bear. But it's not easy. It's not easy with my hubby either. But they're gentle and they're loving and kind. And I want to bring light and life to something that's good and honoring. Let's talk about it. I want you to tell me a little bit about yourself, a little bit about Eric, what makes him such a joy to be around.
So a little bit about myself is born and raised in Connecticut. Lived in Hartford, and then about 16 years ago moved to Wethersfield, which is central Connecticut. And me and my husband have been together. So we have a daughter who's 25 and a son who's 16. And we got married in 2006. So that's 17 years. But we've been together for 26 years.
Wow.
So
over 2
long
decades.
time. Oh yeah, long time. And I'll tell you, a lot of our friends.
Does it feel like 26 years?
It feels longer.
That's not necessarily a bad thing, survivors. She's thriving. I'm just letting you know. She went from survivor to thriver.
Yes.
When we go over the hump, and she is still here
Yes.
today with her hubby.
Yes.
So it feels like longer. So why do you say that? Let's do real talk.
I think because I'm 47 and I feel like that's more than half my life. So I think back to when we met and how young and, just not crazy, but just, just young and like how long we've come to be to where we are right now. I mean, he's 48, I'm 47. And it's just crazy to think that we're still together because a lot of people around us are not together.
Do you feel, okay, so that's kind of alarming. The fact that a lot of your friends have divorced.
Yes, divorced, separated, single. It's, it hasn't deterred us from being together.
Right.
But I think it's definitely an eye-opener. It's like, wow, because people actually do say congratulations to me. Someone said it to me today.
Yeah.
Congratulations. And I'm like, for what? And I was like, oh, okay. Because it really is something to celebrate.
Yeah, it's such an anomaly nowadays.
Agreed.
So what's the secret sauce?
Oh boy, it's a combination of a lot of different things, Rosanna. So, when we first started off, it was rough. I'm not going to lie. We were both young. And for a man at the age of 21, it's, they're not as mature as you would want them to be, and I am not bashing my husband at all. But it was a challenge, and it was like, okay, and then we had a child right away. So having a child right away was a challenge as well, because it's like you go from being 21 to, flipping a switch and just having to do real life.
Did you
away
date at the beginning?
Barely.
Oh, wow.
We were together for a very short time before we had a child.
Oh, okay.
And I'm talking about less than a year.
Yeah.
Like months.
So it's like boom, boom.
So yeah, we had no time to spend together to get to know each other before having a child and having to do that real life stuff where, your bills have to get paid, your kid has to get taken care of. So it got real really quick.
Okay.
So it was definitely a challenge. And I feel like now we're on the other end of it where our kids are older and we can spend more time and not have to worry about, diapers and formula and where we, being home, taking care of them because they're older now. So it's actually nice to be able to spend time together and do what we want to do. Hopefully someday we'll be able to travel more because that would be ideal because we do like traveling.
Yes.
We just haven't been able to do it as much. We never took a honeymoon, so I think that was a kicker right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just finding those QT times
Yes.
to reunite.
We try to make we've been trying to make it about a monthly, like a date every month to keep just do something
Keep
fun.
things fresh.
Yeah.
Keep it
Every
like new.
yes.
Novelty.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to turn the corner a little bit.
Okay.
Because the survivors, many of them are no longer with their perpetrators, their abusers, their partners. And some of them are feeling lonely. And they're wondering, who is this next person that's going to walk into my life? Going to be like, going to look like? And they have to be very careful to pick up on those red flags before they make a commitment.
Yes.
Your husband is a wonderful man. I want you to share with the survivors, what are the qualities that they should be looking for? Are there any clues? Anything that they should watch out for? Because since you've been with one person for such a long time, I'm sure you've had those moments of conflict.
Yes.
You're bumping heads. What are the techniques that you use? So let's take it in part. It's a two-part question.
Okay.
What makes him that longevity person, that long-term man?
Okay.
Let's start there.
So again, when we first started off, it was a little rocky, but as the years progressed, I think with him particularly, and really any man in general, is you just have to find one who, which they're here and there, and I found one. I'm lucky to have one, who has respect for you, who is trusts you to I mean he trusts me to take care of his children. Like, it's a huge thing, I mean, for us, since we have kids together, it's a little different, but very respectful of me and my feelings, and just giving me the time to express myself. And what's the word I'm looking for?
Is he patient? Does he listen?
So him and I are opposites.
Okay.
So he's very laid back, and I wouldn't say I'm type A, but I'm not as laid back as he is. So I think we balance each other out.
Nice.
He, I guess he can call me crazy at times. I don't consider myself crazy, but I am.
You're just spunky.
I am. I have.
Like sassy,
I'm
a
very
little sassy?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
I've got strong opinions, and but as far as raising the kids, we've always been somewhat on the same page with that.
That's important.
Which is important.
Yep.
So as far as just being in a relationship, I would say respectful, loving, showing affection.
Is the affection part your love languages the same or different?
They are different.
So how do you tread through the differences?
There has to be a balance. You have to give in, unfortunately. Like, you can't.
She loves you. I promise you.
Both ways. I mean, it has to be. We have to be compatible. He has to give in to me, and I have to give in to certain things. So we have different likes and dislikes. We try. Like, he loves golf. I'm not a fan of golf. That's like off the table. Like, I'm sorry, there's no way I'm going to golf. But as far as being in a relationship, it's just about respect and finding someone that you're compatible with, that you can laugh with. That is so important. Humor. It's just, I mean, from day one, I make him laugh so much, and he makes me laugh so much, and it is just the best.
I didn't know that about you guys.
Oh, no?
No, I didn't.
Oh, yeah.
I know that the both of you are funny in your own quirky way.
Yes.
But I don't think I've ever witnessed the team,
Oh,
the back
okay.
and forth.
Huh.
Yeah, like both of you joking around with each other.
Yeah.
I've seen him be funny separately and you separately, but
not together. Oh,
So
yeah, it's there.
I love that. That's cool.
On a daily basis.
Yeah.
It's needed. Oh, yeah. I think it's needed.
It is
in this
needed.
world.
Yep.
I think it's needed. Humor is definitely a good thing.
So I'm gonna push your buttons a little bit.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
During an argument
Yes.
where there's tension.
Yes.
What does that look like? Give me an example. Give me the most heated argument you've ever had.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
You sure you want to know about that one?
Well, if you're ready to tell, respectfully, I'm asking you.
Yeah.
You don't have to give me the most, because
I can tell you without divulging multiple, lots of details.
Okay.
So there was just something that he was very disrespectful with, and it just blew up in front of the kids, and it was just not a good scenario. It was probably our biggest fight, and it was 4 years ago or so.
Okay.
4 years ago.
Okay.
So, Eric walks, like, he will shut down and walk away from me.
Right.
Like literally walk out of the house.
Okay.
I'm the type of person that needs to talk about it
Right away.
right
in the
away,
moment.
right away in the moment. So he will step away
Yep.
and just be like, nope, I'm not doing this right now, because he knows where it's going to end. And I
You
I
get
do. I
that.
push buttons. Yes.
And
I
you
get
get
it.
why he.
Yes.
Okay.
I do. I don't like that,
Right.
because I want to
'Cause
talk
you-
about it.
Because
Yes.
you want to control it.
Yes.
You want to just
Yes.
solve it, resolve it,
Right
and
now.
go.
Right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I know.
So it's difficult in those situations, and we haven't had huge blowouts like that as much as you would think, but minor daily arguments, those we can get past.
Okay.
Like I said, I do have strong personality and
Yeah.
opinions, so
Yep.
I can get on him for things. So, but neither of us are perfect, and we
Right.
know that,
Right.
and we've obviously been able to stay together for this long for a reason, because there's love. Love.
There's love. Yeah. Do you feel safe with him?
Absolutely.
And you feel that he is the type of man that sees you in all of you? Like he loves every part of
Yes. Yes, I do. I feel that way very
you. So
strongly.
you feel secure in his love.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I've never not felt that way. So, like, when I look at him and I'm around him, I feel home. Like I'm home.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Same.
And how important is that to you as a woman and as a mother?
It is the most important thing, because I feel I'd be completely lost without him. And he kind of feels the same way about me, that he'd be lost without me.
Oh.
So it definitely is important.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you get into any verbal discussions, what does that look like in a healthy way for the both of you?
Healthy, sometimes you just have to table stuff. You just have to say, you know what, this isn't going to, if we continue talking about it, it's just going to, it's like a cycle. It just keeps going around and around. Nobody's going to give in.
Right.
So when we just table it and say, all right, we're done with this, we're not going to discuss it anymore.
Okay.
Which is hard for me.
Okay.
It's really hard for me, because I'm a talker.
Yeah.
I like to talk things out.
Right.
I don't keep things in. He's the opposite. He likes to keep things in. So it's really difficult for us. Like, we're opposites, We're
Yeah.
complete opposites.
Do you come together later to resolve?
Uh,
Or sometimes it's just you both.
It depends on the issue. If
Okay.
it's a very important, something that we really have to, or we're not going to get past it, then yeah, we will discuss it. But if it's just something minor, then we just have to let it go.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
I think that's great. Well, congratulations on your long marriage.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're doing it.
I
It's
know.
hard to find
It
strong
sure
marriages
is.
nowadays. And you did talk a little bit about how you work through these things. As survivors, once you've been out of a relationship, you wonder if you'll ever find someone again. Are there any words that you would like to share with our audience about finding hope again, about finding love again?
I would say to not look for it, that it may find you someday, because I feel like searching for it so much like that it's you may not find it, because you are searching for it. I feel like the right person will come to you at the right time. There's a reason for everything.
Right.
So, I mean, we just happened to cross paths that year. I mean, we had known each other in high school, and our paths crossed on a specific day at a specific time. And had that never happened, I wouldn't be having this conversation with you.
Wow.
So it wasn't anything planned. It wasn't, I wasn't searching. It just happened. So there's always hope. I mean, there's how many people in this world? Like,
Yeah.
there's so many men out there, and there are good ones. My husband's a perfect example of that. And he didn't grow up in the perfect household either, so he never had a perfect example of.
Let's talk about that, because
Yeah.
I think it's really important for them to, because it's possible that some of our audience are creating a mental picture
Yes.
of like a perfect family, maybe that you might have had a perfect
Yes.
upbringing, or Eric's parents were together, and this is why the both of you have lasted this long. Let's talk.
Yes.
What did it really look like for the both of you?
So My husband growing up, his parents were divorced very early on. He was with his mom for a short time, and then he ended up staying with his grandparents. So his grandparents were really the sole providers for him,
Okay.
and he grew up with them. So he really, his mother figure was basically his grandmother, and his mom was in the picture. Don't get me wrong, and his dad too was a strong figure in the picture too because he lived with the grandparents.
Okay.
So it's not that he came from a broken household at all by
Right.
any means. I just think for him, he didn't know what a relationship looked like. And frankly, I didn't either. I mean, coming out of college, like before that, all my relationships were broken, and so were his. So us coming together, it was like we were both kind of broken
And lost.
from, yeah, just from love, just being heartbroken.
Heartbroken.
Yeah, and then coming together, and it was just like it was meant to be. It was just crazy how it happened, me growing up, I mean, my childhood was great. My parents are still together, 50 years, 51 years at this point, or 50. They've been together for a long time.
And their relationship
So
is not perfect.
it is not. I don't know anybody's relationship who's perfect. So,
But they stuck through it.
they're still together. Yeah.
Yeah,
So, for us to come together, it's like you just have somewhat of a common ground, and then you just decide this is what we're going to do. This is how
Right.
we're going to raise our kids, and this is what it's going to look like, and it's going to be like a roller coaster, and it sure was.
So your
mean, it's
level of
never-
expectation was realistic.
Yes.
You weren't always trying to aim
No.
for this
Perfection?
picture perfect person, or they had to treat you a certain way, or they had to
No.
be like this.
No.
You never had a
I didn't.
checkbox, a list of things.
No, I never did. But there were times where I would want him to be a certain way, and then I realized he's not going to be that way for me.
That's important.
And that's okay. Yes. You can't, there is not going to be anything that's going to check. You're not going to meet anyone that's going to check
Right.
off every single bullet that you
That's
you
correct.
have to compromise. Because guess what? It's the other way around too. You may not be exactly what they were looking for, but if you have that love, that can sustain you.
Yeah.
It really can. And for us, we found it early on, We were together for such a short time, like I said to you earlier, and got engaged immediately and just had a child, and we're together, and of course engaged for a long time, but that's okay.
It
It all
happens.
worked out. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Thank you for
You're
taking
welcome.
the time
you're welcome.
because it's personal stuff.
It is. It is.
And I appreciate that.
Yes.
I think it's going to help a lot of people kind of create a more realistic viewpoint
Yes.
of what's possible. There is hope. There is love, ladies. Don't give up.
Absolutely. And I came from broken relationships.
Right. So
Like I didn't have
you
perfect.
weren't sure
No.
what your life was going to look like.
No, there were multiple people that I was with that were abusive to me, verbally and psychologically. And so, for me to come out of that too and not be as broken as I thought I would be, and yeah, I'm not perfect either, but I feel like I was able to overcome that and be the person that I want to be in our relationship.
So those relationships prior to Eric, did that do something to your mindset? Did that make you feel less than in certain areas of your life?
Yes. Yes, it made me feel like I wasn't worthy enough, that I wasn't good enough, because I was basically put down a lot.
Verbally.
Verbally, yeah. That I wasn't, I wasn't good enough in so many words. I mean, there was other things that were said, but definitely killed my self-esteem for sure.
So now I'm going to ask you this. It killed your self-esteem. You were very young. You were how old?
Oh gosh. Teenager, I mean,
18,
16, 17, 18, 16.
18.
Yeah.
Okay. So 17, 18, you walk into this new relationship with Eric. When you and Eric go into a space of some tension,
Yes.
what are the thoughts that are going on in your mind?
Ah, I see. Yeah, that he's just like the other ones. He's going to do exactly what the other ones did and treat me that way. So it's hard to trust. So that's where we would battle because my trust was very, very low. Over the years, I mean, I've gotten a lot better.
So he had to prove to you that he's not
Yes.
those men,
Yes.
and he is who he is. He stood his ground.
Yes.
At some point, was he frustrated with the way you would react or respond?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, how could he not be? You know,
Right.
especially when it happens repetitively over and over. You're like,
But
what do
how
you
did
want me to do to
but how
prove to
did
you?
he handle? How did he handle it?
How did he handle it?
Right. How did he handle those moments
I think
where?
he handled it gracefully. I mean, he never, he never got so angry with me that he couldn't understand my past.
Okay.
But it was a discussion. Let's put it that way. It was a discussion that was like, well, I'm sorry. This is, I do have some trauma in my past. I am trying to get past it. But you have to give me grace and
Yes.
and be patient with me because I'm trying. I'm trying my best. So it did. Throughout the years, it's gotten better.
That was going to be my follow-up
Oh,
question.
yes. Oh, for sure.
It was a process.
It was. It's not going to be immediate. Nothing's going to be immediate. It takes time.
That's right.
It takes him proving to me that he is here for the long haul and he loves me and that he's not going to treat me that way and mistreat me for me to go, okay, this is real. Like, this isn't going to happen like back then. So, I mean, we've been together for a long time. So, yeah.
Go, Eric! Yeah! You're awesome. I love you. Love you too. Thank you for doing this, sweetie. So I don't want to stop the camera because the H and Thrive, ladies, as you know, represents humor. And we are going to laugh on this episode. I've come up with a little small 5-minute segment of headbands. For me, it's a fun game. I don't know if any of you ladies have played it with your kids. I'm sure somebody's done it. It's a very popular game.
Yes.
And we want to do it together, maybe just with 1 or 2 cards. We'll see how it goes. Are you ready for it?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Survivors, we're thriving. How are we thriving? In humor. We're laughing. So this is going to be the segment with me and my bestie. We're going to have a quick little 2-3 minute headband session. You ready? Here we go. I'm going to try to convince her what's on her head. And let's see if she can figure it out. You ready, girl?
I'm ready.
It's a fruit.
Can it be more specific? What color?
Tropical.
Mango.
Mango. You know the ladies
Banana.
the ladies that put it on their head, like on a parade in a festival, and they're really dressed up.
Yes.
Yeah, and you put it in a shake. Just keep
Banana.
listing. No, just keep list tropical fruits.
Tropical fruits.
Tropical fruits. And-
Guaya.
No.
Is that a fruit?
No. Okay, think of okay, the trees. The trees for Christmas. What are they
Coconut.
called? What are the Christmas trees?
Pine.
Pine. So let's go.
Pine.
It's a tropical fruit. Pine.
Pineapple.
Yes, you got it. Yes.
Woo! Why did I say that? I messed up on that one.
No, you're good.
Okay.
You're good. Okay, I'm ready.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
It's a food.
Okay. It's
Italians like it.
pizza, lasagna, spaghetti.
Yes.
Spaghetti? That was not fun. It was too short. I guessed it too fast.
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti?
I am spaghetti.
Okay,
And there's
that's good.
meatballs on there too, but it just says spaghetti.
Oh, okay. All right, listen, we had a great time. I love you, survivors. Keep on thriving. Don't forget to laugh. And remember, there's hope. Not only hope with finding someone special, but hope in Christ. Don't forget, we are here every single week. Catch us next week. I love you and God bless you.